What's up, everybody? So today, it's a little bit rainy out, so we're going to be doing a different type of mod today. It's something that is not necessarily needed to be done, but I wanted it to help clean up the interior, and I do actually have a couple dash lights out. I do not have the LEDs yet, but we're going to be swapping out the instrument cluster with a Cadillac style inlay on it, which is a pretty simple mod. As far as taking the dash apart, this whole trim piece right around here is all just held in by little clips. So if you start, you can just work your way around. And the next thing you're going to want to do, well, actually, I should say the first thing. First thing, you want to set your parking brake, and you have to turn on your key. You have to drop your steering wheel to the lowest position on your steering column, and then what you're going to want to do is put it all the way down into first gear. Then you can shut it. You can shut it back off, and you're going to want to pry this out. So I'm going to take this out, and then I'll give you an update on where I'm at. Alright guys, now that we got the plastic trim piece that goes around your bezel out, there's going to be four screws, one on each corner. See that right there, and there's one down there. I believe it's metric. It looks like maybe an 8 or 10 millimeter. I just got a 1/4 inch drive set right here. So I'm gonna take that out, and I'll let you know where I'm at. Alrighty, now we got the dash cluster out. This is what it should look like when you take it out. There is a harness back there. It's hard to do this with the light, but it's at the top of the dash cluster. And there's a clip right here. You just push that down and pry it out. So we'll go inside and swap this out here. So this is what we got here. We got a new inlay, which we have to take this, basically this whole plastic piece. There's a couple clips down here, and a clip right along the top here. And we're going to break that apart. There shouldn't be any screws or anything. You shouldn't really need any tools. And we also got a new set of tacks or needles or whatever you want to call them. You should just be able to pry them up with either your fingers, or some people say you can use a fork. There's a special tool you can get, but I don't think it's really necessary because they're just pressed on there. So I'll pop this off here and show you the next step. Alrighty, so now we got all of our old needles off. We got the old faceplate or inlay off. Some of these were harder than others. You got to be very careful because you don't want to break these. I believe they're called stepper motors, and I mean, you can replace them, but that would involve soldering in a new and ordering a new motor. Now, we don't have the LEDs yet. There's still going to be a few weeks out for the right ones that I ordered, because there's a specific style. They don't just snap in to the back like some older model trucks. I believe 03 or 04 and up. They are all the little bulbs are soldered into the circuit board, which is not hard to do. So I'll probably make another video on that. But right now we're just going to be doing the new inlay, and we're going to be putting on these new needles. So once I do that, I'll give you guys an update. Alrighty, as you can see, we got all the needles back in. the inlay on and the face cover back on. It wasn't too bad. You just got to be careful. You don't want to put too much pressure on these needles when you're pushing them in. You really don't want to damage those stepper motors. So we'll go throw it back in the truck and make sure everything works and put everything back together. Alright. Alright, so what did I ended up having to do? Since when you take the needles off, it's kind of hard to guess where they end up being once you turn on the truck, because when I turned mine on, the fuel temp was off, or fuel gauge was off, the speedometer was a little bit off, and the tachometer was way off. It was reading 0 on there, but I got my my monitor right there, so I mean obviously it was my error. But what I ended up doing was I took the cluster cover lens off and took all the needles back off and plugged the instrument cluster back in, and then so obviously I knew with the truck off I could put my tach at 0, my speedometer at 0. Same thing with my fuel gauge. I could put that at empty, 0 psi, and then I kind of, with the key on, I kind of guessed where the voltage would be. And same thing with the temperature. I ended up kind of guessing where it was at, and they're all pretty close, so it looks pretty good. Gonna reinstall everything, put my screws back in, and put my dash trim piece back on. So basically reverse the steps for the as taking it back off, but I think it looks pretty good, and I'll do another video when I get the LEDs. The LEDs are going to be in here maybe another week or so. So I'll do a separate video on that. But yeah, it's a nice looking dash now compared to the stock. I mean, really the only reason I did this is because there's a couple lights out. It's hard to tell right now. It looks like they're all on, but there's one by the trans temp, and then I believe there's one around here that's off. So so yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll be doing some more videos soon. So yeah, I hope you have a good day. Thanks.